Live, sir.
A very good evening to all. This is a weekend, another of our weekends of continuous educational series. We've been talking and deliberating and discussing about the integrative potential of AYUSH system, and yoga has been discussed on this platform because it's a yoga scholars platform on behalf of Integrative Medicine Case Reports, the journal which aims to combine the evidences from the modern medicine as well as the traditional medicine. So you must have been hearing about the Ayurveda of A for Ayurveda. We discussed a lot. We have been discussing different scientific evidence and discussion from Y of Ayush, which is yoga. And we have also discussed S. I am skipping U for now. We'll come to this. S, which is Siddha. We had people talk about Siddha. And also H, we had people from homeopathy. So this is what is Ayush, but we never discussed AYU, the U part of it. The U is Unani. And today is a special day because we have joined by Professor Asim Ali Khan, who is the Director General of Central Council for Research in Unani Medicine at the Ministry of Ayush, Government of India. He is also a member of Board of Governors of CCRUM and is responsible for the quality education, training and research in Ayush systems of medicine. We are really privileged that he has spared time to be with us on this platform. Professor Khan is a dynamic personality and is a very good vision for development of Unani's medicine. You'll be happy to know that previously he has served as a professor at the Jamia Millia Islamia as a professor of Unani medicine. And he has lately also shouldered a lot of administrative and academic duties. And not only that, not only as an administrator, as a policy maker, he is also very active on the academic front. He has more than 85 research publications, which includes books, chapters, original research articles, and you can read them up and know about that. As the Director General, Central Council of Research in Unani Medicine, he has guided quality research and academics in Unani Medicine through 23 of its peripheral institutions spread across the country. So even I didn't know that there are 23 institutions in our country, and today we will find out more about the different policies and developments in the area of research in Unani. And we have requested him to kindly also enlighten us and our audience, all of you, about the concept of Unani, and then what research activities are going on, and if there are educational and teaching and academic activities which are going on, and what is the integrative potential for Unani into modern medicine, and where have we reached, and how do you see the future, particularly in the time of Corona epidemic. And this pandemic has really been the time when we are locked down and now slowly unlocking and able to go to these platforms, and through which we are able to make these discussions seamless. So without much ado, I will request Professor Khan to kindly come over and give his thoughts and his experience of handling the Unani medicine portfolio at the Ministry of Ayush. Over to you, Dr. Khan. We look forward to hearing from you.
Thank you very much, Professor Akshay. And many thanks to the team PGIMR. I have been hearing that a lot of activities, a lot of lecture series have happened in the past, and this is 116-day uninterrupted. It's a wonderful initiative, and I'm very happy to note that this much of activities are happening through these institutions, particularly the Yoga Scholars platform. As Professor Akshay Anand, Akshay Saab has just told about the Ministry of Ayush and the Unani system of medicine, I would like to throw some light on that what is the Unani system of medicine, and what activities under the Unani system of medicine platform we are doing in India or across the globe. As the word Unani, the Unani basically stands for Greek. So we call it the Greek medicine that way. So its origin started from Greece. And there was one one scholar, Hippocrates, who formally basically gave and put forward the theory and practice of Unani system of medicine as a science. Before that, it was also practiced, but not in the form of science. So this was the Hippocrates, whom we all call as father of medicine, who put forward the theoretical framework of Unani system of medicine. And from there, it passed on to other countries, like it came to Arab world, in the Rome, in Spain, in Syrian areas, in Persian areas, and then to India. In 8th century AD, it reached to India, uh, where it grew uh, wonderfully well. It got the support and attention of the government of India from the very beginning. And till the time it was under the rule of the English, at the time it somehow suffered a setback. Not only Unani system of medicine, but our other system of medicine like Ayurveda and Siddha and other systems of medicine. But after independence in 1947, Government of India took initiative and gave a full-fledged support to these AYUSH systems of medicine. In 1969, Government of India developed the research councils under one flag. And in 1978, we distributed those research councils into Ayurveda, Siddha, Unani, and other systems, and homeopathy. So as far as the Unani is concerned, so Unani system of medicine in 1978, in Ministry of Health at that time, we started with at Central Council for Research in Unani Medicine, which was solely responsible for the researches in Unani system of medicine. We also had academic institutions in the country, which I will come later. That right now, for example, we have around 54 undergraduate colleges who are imparting undergraduate education. We also have the postgraduate education. Almost 11 of these institutions, academic institutions, are imparting the postgraduate education, including the PhD, the research also. Unani system of medicine is basically a science of health and healing. It is a very comprehensive medical system, which meticulously deals with the various states of health and disease. The fundamental framework of this system is based on the concept of 4 humors. We call them as blood, or dam or khun, phlegm, that is valgam, yellow bile, and black bile, that is safra and soda. We consider that admixture of different elements and their qualities in a specific ratio in a particular entity, whether living or non-living, denominates its temperament. And this human temperament is commonly denoted by the dominant humor. We call it sanguine or phlegmatic or choleric or melancholic, which can be correlated with the temperament of diet, the drugs, and the environmental factors, etc. And we consider that any disturbance in the equilibrium of humors causes disease, and therefore the treatment aims at the restoring the equilibrium in the body by giving factors, including the drugs, of opposite temperament. This is the basic theory of the Unani system of medicine. Then we first try to examine and understand the temperament of the person, evaluate the temperament of the person, and accordingly we try to give and correct that problem in the temperament, and we try to restore the equilibrium between these humors, and by drugs or by diet. And usually the process is that we use the opposite temperament. For example, if somebody has cold and wet temperament or the problem with, then we try to use the drugs of hot and dry temperament. In fact, this humoral imbalance can be corrected by proper diet and medication. The physician describes and prescribes drugs according to the temperament of the patient, the causative humor, the faculty of organ involved, and the severity of the disease. These drugs are classified as per the specific temperament we call as mizaj, the temperament we call in Unani as mizaj, and are graded in the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd or 4th degrees according to their potency. So we have those temperament that this is har khushk, or we call as garam khushk, hot and dry. In which degree it is, whether this is, which drug, the drug that is either degree 1 or degree 2 or degree 3 or degree 4. And this is also to be known that Unani system of medicine gives more importance to maintenance of health and prevention of disease rather than the treatment. And not only Unani system of medicine, this is all AYUSH systems of medicine. We basically focus on more in the maintenance and the preservation of health. Like recently, you must have heard that Government of India has come up with the AYUSH wellness centers we are starting. And the basic concept for that is that 12,500 AYUSH wellness centers, we are initiating the dialogue and we are establishing them in different parts of the country. The purpose is that we will teach our people, we will make them to understand that how to live the life, what is good and what is bad to eat, how much to sleep, how much to exercise and when to exercise, so that we could make our system and our people healthy. We allow them to remain healthy and avoid the diseases. So that is the basic concept. And once the person gets disease, we have the system and the medicine and the diet and the regimens that how to restore that health of the person. In addition, Unani system of medicine also believes that medicatrix naturae, that is we call in Unani as Tabiyat Mudabbirai Badan, is the supreme power. We consider that Tabiyat is the supreme power which basically controls all the physiological functions of the body and provides resistance against the disease. We consider that if this power weakens, the person's Tabiyat, the physicist, that weakens, that imbalance in the humoral composition is bound to occur. And this causes disease. In Unani system of medicine, the great reliance is placed on this power. The medicines used in the system, in fact, help the body to regain this power to an optimum level and thereby restore humoral balance, thus retaining the health. It also corrects diet and digestion are even considered important to maintain the humoral balance. As far as the diagnosis part is concerned, the Unani medicine uses the unique holistic diagnostics comprising history, physical examination, pulse and inspection of urine and stool. History taking, physical examination are undertaken according to the general parameters and specific parameters required by the particular problem of the patient, guided mainly by the 10 fundamental categories. As I told just now that prevention of disease is an important aspect in the Unani system of medicine. Unani medicine recognizes the influence of surroundings and ecological conditions on the state of health of human being. The most basic principle in promotion of health and prevention of disease is temperament. The classical part of Unani system of medicine clearly lay down the maintenance of health is superior to the treatment. This is a phrase which is very often used in Unani system of medicine practices. Of course, in disease, the treatment is done by using the non-drug, that is the diet and drug factors of opposite temperament. While for maintenance of health, mostly non-drug factors of the same temperament are used. For maintenance of health, one more important thing I would like to tell is that there is one way of living, I could say, we call is Asbab-e Sitta Zaruriya. There are 6 essential factors we consider that if there is an important balance between those 6 factors in the life of a human being, the person by and large remains healthy if some other factors do not enter, like these days, such kind of viruses or other diseases are there. So they basically give the immunity to the person and keeps the person healthy. Those 6 essential factors which Unani system of medicine lays importance is air, food and drink, bodily movement and repose, psychic movement and repose, sleep and wakefulness, and evacuation and retention. These are the 6 important. Unani system of medicine has given much importance and I give details that about all these 6 different essentials, that what exactly has to be done about sleep, about foods and drinks, about the quality of air, and other things. The lifestyle disorders like depression, hypertension, coronary heart disease, obesity, etc., which these days are the major health burden of present times. I understand and we have been practicing it successfully. They can be successfully and economically and safely prevented by following the instructions with regard to these essential factors. In fact, Unani medicine described all the factors affecting health and disease, of whom those affecting all human beings perpetually are called as essential, while the rest are called as non-essential. So these are the important aspects of this. Unani system of medicine also plays an important part, an important role of diets basically, and we call it dietotherapy in Unani. Ilaj bil ghiza in Unani system of medicine term we call it. So diet therapy aims at preventing and treating certain ailments by administration of specific diets or by regulating the quantity and quality of the food. And the Unani system of medicine lays great stress on treating certain ailments by administration of specific diets. In addition to nutritional properties, various foods have pharmacological actions too. For example, many foods are laxative, they are diuretics or diaphoretics. And we call them through that ilaj bil ghiza. And after ilaj bil ghiza, if it doesn't work, we go for the regimenal therapy, we call it ilaj bil tadbir, and where various ilaj bil tadbir, various regimens are there in United System of Medicine. Like we have cupping therapy, we have leaching therapy, we have massaging therapy, and many other activities are there. There are almost more than 10 activities, 12 activities, which we do in regimenal therapy. So that is also one mode of treatment. So initially, we go for that either the dietotherapy, that we try to rectify and correct the person's problems through the diet, by increasing the quantity, reducing the quantity, giving the good quality foods, different quality of foods with different temperaments. And after that, we also have the regimen therapy where we go for exercises or cupping or leaching. In many diseases, cupping and leaching do work like anything. And similarly, we also have other ways of regimenal therapy. And if it doesn't work, then we go for the pharmacotherapy or ilaj bil dawa, we call it. Then we use the drugs. And as I told you, that the basic principle in using the drug is that opposite temperament of the drugs we use. If somebody has one particular type of cold, then we use the medicines which are of opposite temperament. And we try also to understand that which organ is involved, what is the temperament of the person, what is the temperament of the organ, what is the environment temperament at the moment, what is going on. And accordingly, we try to ascertain the drugs for that particular person, and we try to treat that person. So this is how basically we do the treatments in Unani system of medicine. After having this brief introduction of Unani system of medicine, that what Unani system of medicine is doing, let me also apprise you about what the government of India in the Ministry of AYUSH and the Central Council for Research in Unani Medicine is doing in different parts of the country or different parts of the world. As you all must be well aware, as Professor Akshay was also speaking, that we have Ministry of AYUSH. Before we had a department of AYUSH in the Ministry of Health, the Government of India. And after in 2014, this department, which was earlier used to be under the Ministry of Health and Family Welfare, Government of India, had been given a status of separate independent ministry, and we call it Ministry of AYUSH, which is headed by one honorable minister, and then one secretary and additional secretary and joint secretaries. And under this ministry, we have many institutions which are looking after the different areas and aspects of different AYUSH systems of medicine. As we initially were hearing that AYUSH, in AYUSH, the A stands for Ayurveda, Y stands for Yoga, U stands for Unani, S stands for Siddha, and H stands for Homeopathy. So we are talking of this U. We have 5 councils under the governance of Ministry of AYUSH. And one council we call is Central Council for Research in Unani Medicine, that is CCRUM. That is basically looking after the Unani system of medicine research and academics in some way. So primarily its job is to have the researchers, to do the researches in different spheres of Unani sciences. CCRUM, whose headquarters is at New Delhi. Presently, I am heading that organization as a Director General of that institute. We have 22 centers, 23 centers in the country, spread over almost all parts of the country. We have a structure like one, we have a National Institute of Unani Medicine in Research in Unani Medicine for skin disorders. This is exclusively for skin disorders. Earlier, it used to be a central institute, which is located in Hyderabad. It's a very huge, beautiful campus, having all state-of-the-art facilities and laboratories, whether this OPDs and IPDs or research OPDs, or even manufacturing unit or different laboratories. So that is a state-of-the-art developed center. Earlier it was just in last year, we upgraded that central institute as to the National Institute of Unani Medicine in Skin Disorders. We have wonderful facilities of treating vitiligo. Thousands and thousands of patients have been treated, and from all over the world, and not only within our country, but from all over the world, patients are coming to have the treatment, understanding about vitiligo, that is the BARS we call in Unani system of medicine. This is that center. Other than that, we have one central institution that is in Lucknow, in the heart of Uttar Pradesh, that is the capital city of Uttar Pradesh. And we have Central Research Institute of Unani Medicine with all state-of-the-art facilities, as I told about the National Institute. After that, we have many regional research institutions. For example, one is established in, one is there in Srinagar. It's a very state-of-the-art facility, infrastructure facility and laboratories. That center is there in Srinagar. Recently, with the assistance and help and hand-holding of the DST, we had also established a very wonderful facility for researches in animal studies and toxicological studies in Srinagar. We have also a regional research institution in Chennai. We have in Delhi, Chennai, Bombay, Bangalore, Bhopal, Calcutta, Patna, Darbhanga, Assam. So in Assam, we are coming up with a new building, very wonderful building, a new building in state-of-the-art facility in Silchar of Assam. Silchar is district of Assam. Similarly, we have recently been allotted one land in Faridabad. We are developing institution there that is a national institution, a National Institute of Unani Medicine for non-communicable diseases. We also have, under the Ministry of AYUSH, one National Institute of Unani Medicine that is located in Bangalore. And one more wing of National Institute of Unani Medicine is also coming up. The project has started, that is coming up in Ghaziabad. A very wonderful facility is coming up. So this is the basic infrastructure facilities of Unani system of medicine under the Ministry of AYUSH. As you all know, the Government of India has always paid a very special attention for the development of traditional system of medicine in India. And government has been providing increased funds and support for multifaceted development of all AYUSH systems, of course, including Unani system of medicine. And I am happy to state that because of this support and funding, and with all our colleagues who are working day and night for the development of this, India has the widest network of educational, research, healthcare, and pharmaceutical institutions of Unani medicine in the world. So with that way, we can say that Unani medicine, India is the world leader. And I can say with pride that yes, India is doing wonderfully well under the governance and leadership of the Ministry of AYUSH. To give you a snapshot, we have 51,000, around 51,000 registered Unani practitioners in the country, 259 Unani hospitals with 3,352 bed capacity, and 1,621 dispensaries. A total of 52 colleges are conducting undergraduate courses and with an admission capacity of around 3,000 seats. Out of these 50 colleges, as I told earlier, 11 colleges also offer the post-graduation courses with admission capacity of 120 seats, and 3 colleges offer standalone PG courses with capacity of 75 seats. We have almost total drug manufacturing units in the country are around 625. As I told you that at CCRUM, we have been working not within the country, but we also have developed the relationships outside the country. At international level, we have engaged a fruitful dialogue with countries like South Africa, Iran, China, USA, UK, Israel, Greece, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, and few other countries. An academic chair has also been set up at the School of Natural Medicine, University of Western Cape, South Africa, where we had deputed a learned professor for 3 years. We also have developed a chair in Bangladesh. We have also signed one agreement with Tajikistan State University in Tajikistan. Recently, we have also done agreement and we have signed an MOM with the Iranian Health Ministry, with AYUSH and Unani System of Medicine and Iranian Health Ministry and their traditional systems of medicine. We have been organizing successfully many national and international conferences during which our foreign colleagues, including those who are participating in today's webinar, have also participated in our seminars and webinars and conferences and such kind of activities. Ministry of AYUSH, let me also praise you. Ministry of AYUSH is also having active collaboration with WHO. And through WHO, we are also developing the benchmarks for practicing Unani system of medicine and developing international standard terminologies in Unani medicine. The earlier benchmark benchmarks developed for training in Unani medicine are also being revised. And CCRUM, as a leader in Unani system of medicine research, is actively engaged with WHO and working on many other activities besides this, developing the benchmark on the terminologies. Ministry of AYUSH and WHO has also organized many working group meetings having national and international representations and experts for developing these benchmarks and standards. I'm sure that all would agree that when the world is witnessing a rise in incidence of diseases, the demand for affordable healthcare is also increasing manifold. The health systems based on a single medical discipline, we understand, is not enough to combat diseases and challenges to the public health. An effective and robust public health system, of course, is the need of the hour to improve the health and well-being of people across the nations. And the important is that the pluralistic approach to health by way of making traditional systems of medicine more accessible in the health delivery system and integrated health services are an ideal and affordable solution to meet the demands of public health. Lifestyle interventions and utilizations of preventive, promotive, and curative, regenerative, and rehabilitative healthcare are thus the preferred options to curb the health risk factors among the population. The positive features of the Unani system of medicine, let me tell you, is diversity and its flexibility, its accessibility, its affordability. A broad acceptance by a section of the general public, comparatively the low cost and growing economic value have great potentials to make them providers of healthcare that the larger section of our people need. So it is the need of the hour, wherever advances has been made at the country level in Unani system of medicine, should all come together for the benefits of the system and move further in synchronicity to have a global impact. Let me also tell you that the research, as far as the research is, and whether this is preclinical or clinical or toxicological researches in the United States of medicine, through different institutions of the CCRUM which we have, we are having hundreds of projects going on of researches. We have three modes of research collaborations. One, we have through our institutions where our scientists in different spheres of sciences like Unani medicine, biotechnology, biochemistry, chemistry, botany, pharmacognosy, and all these systems, we have the specialists in our centers and campuses. And we do undertake those researches, which we call as intramural research projects. Second, we have the extramural research projects, wherein we invite the proposals from different scientists of different fields, relevant fields of health sciences from different leading institutions in the country. Third, we have the collaborative research program, wherein we invite the proposals as an expression of interest. We invite the proposals from different scientists from different parts of the country, and they forward the proposals. After going through the proposals and vetting them and expert vetting of those, we allot the proposals to them, research proposals to them. Similarly, such kind of projects, collaborative or EMR or IMR, I think hundreds of projects are going on. Presently, we have the collaborations with some very leading institutions of the country, like many projects are being done jointly by the professors of All Institute of Medical Sciences in New Delhi, or we have through one leading institution, university, that is Jamia Hamdard, or Jamia Millia Islamia, or Jawaharlal Nehru University, or Delhi University, or some institutions of ICMR like and National Institute of Research in Tuberculosis in Chennai, we have institutions, or some cancer institutions of ICMR, we have the projects going on with them on certain cancer cases. Similarly, we have in NIPERS, we have done many MOUs, like I have done certain MOUs with the institutions like Jamia Hamdard, like Jamia Millia Islamia, like NIPERS, which are very leading institutions of pharmaceutics and pharmacological sciences. So a lot of activities of researchers are going on. And through this platform, I also, as I apprised about the various programs of the researchers in Unani system of medicine, I also invite to all my colleagues who are watching this program, and through the people you may also convey to others who have the understanding about the herbal system of medicine or traditional system of medicine. They can come forward and they can forward their proposals, research proposals. They can go to our website of CCRUM, that is ccrum.res.in, wherein we have a separate section for inviting the proposals. So you can go and see the link, and you can look at those links, and you can apply for the research projects under different collaborative modes, as I told about. As far as this COVID part is concerned, this is a very important thing. Just 2 minutes, let me finish with my talk. that in the wake of COVID-19 also, the Unani system of medicine, along with other systems of medicine, the Ministry of AYUSH, many activities are going on in different parts of the country, whether they are population-based prophylactic studies or their add-on therapies. The results are yet awaited. The studies are underway. So Ministry of AYUSH, under the leadership of the Honorable Minister and the Secretary and other officers and the councils and the Central Council of Indian Medicine, which is the parent body for the governing body, regulatory body for looking after the education and training and research in the Unani system of medicine and other systems of medicine, AYUSH systems of medicine. They are doing wonderfully well. And I hope that with this team which we have at the AYUSH, whether they are government institutions or they are private institutions, or the people who have understanding about AYUSH and the people who have interest in AYUSH, with the help of those people and the stakeholders of AYUSH and the people around the country and the globe, I hope very soon we are going to have wonderful facilities. We are increasing, we will be able to increase the infrastructure facilities within the country and outside the country. Outside the country, as I told about some of my collaborative MOUs with some of the institutions in the country, outside the country, through Ayurveda and through yoga, other parts of the AYUSH systems, we have opened up many new initiatives and we have taken with different countries. We have also opened up the information cells in many of our embassies. Through those embassies, we have been disseminating and spreading the knowledge of AYUSH systems of medicine in different parts of the country. I hope that the people who have the faith in Unani system of medicine and other AYUSH systems of medicine, we would be able to benefit them immensely through the systems of medicine. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Khan, for a very elaborative description of various activities of CCRUM. For example, I didn't know that this originated in Greece long time back, and that you nicely narrated our international collaborative network outside India, Kazakhstan and China and other countries. I'm sure the viewers must have benefited from learning about various funding programs, intramural, extramural, collaborative, and about preclinical studies and toxicology studies that you mentioned, and also about various training and educational programs. You said thousands of, I think you said 50,000 of
yes, more than 50
practitioners are across the country. And I assume they may also be playing their role in the COVID scenario in some capacity or the other. There are a few questions I wanted to put to you from our viewers on the Facebook.
Sure.
The first one was that came up when you were speaking. Mr. Roshan Lal says, what is the major difference between Unani medicine and Ayurvedic medicine? As their components, they appear quite similar. Please clarify. I think he is referring to the parts in your speech when you mentioned about environmental interventions. You also mentioned nutritional. I guess he's referring to the Ritucharya of Ayurveda. I think when you mention nutrition, he might be, it's only my guess, he may be referring to the yogic diet is like 1/3 of the tummy you keep empty. Do you want to comment on this? Are you able to reflect?
This is an important question. See, Ayurvedic sciences and Unani sciences are basically two different sciences with some similarities, yes, indeed. The theoretical framework of both the systems is somehow different. For example, as I told you, we believe in Pon, Balgam, Safra, Sauda. In Ayurveda, we believe in Tripit, Teen Pit, you know. And as far as the formulations are concerned, the fundamental framework is concerned, the formulations are concerned, the indications of many medicines are concerned, the way of usage of many medicines are concerned, the permutation combination of those regimens are concerned, they are entirely different. They're quite different. Yes, some of the drugs are common. For example, Asgandh, we call it Asgandh. In Ayurveda, we call it Ashwagandha. Yes, there are there. But for example, even if you take Asgandh as an example, I quote it. So if Asgandh, if you see the combinations of the formulations where we use Asgandh are somehow different and some different indications also in some way, and in Ayurvedic sciences we are practicing. So there are two different streams with two different understanding, with two different theoretical framework. with, of course, some hubs. As I told you, that the system of Unani system of medicine is called, this came from Greece, and it traveled through the Arab world and the Persian world and all Syria and all these areas, and then it came to India in the 8th century AD. Once those scholars came to India, they had their own science and understanding about their herbs and all those herbs which were growing in those areas, and they brought those systems and those understanding. But when they come here, they also developed understanding about the herbs which we had as an Indians with our country at that time. And they also subjected to the experimentations of these herbs. And many of the herbs which we had in India, they were also added into the sciences of the Unani system of medicine domain. And they also included those. So Unani system of medicine is an amalgam. I mean, it is from some sciences, like it gathered the information from, it started from the Mesopotamian time to old Egyptian people, and then Greece, and then Arab world, and it gathered information from Persian world and then Indian. So now it has become a complete, that way, a huge science. So there is a difference between these two systems of medicine that way.
Sure. Thank you very much for that information. There's another scholar asking, can you name a few Unani medicine which are known to boost immune system?
See, these days we are giving and we are distributing a lot of, particularly in the COVID-19 pandemic. In the wake of COVID-19 pandemic, a lot of people are suffering, and we try to save our people. And immunity is the only thing which we are trying to increase in the whole world, as the WHO and everybody has been speaking. And Ministry of AYUSH has been, as I told you, has taken hundreds of initiatives in this way, many initiatives in this way. In all the systems of medicine like Ayurveda and Siddha and homeopathy, and similarly in Unani, we have the immune boosters. Presently, we are distributing, there are 2-3 important medicines which we have been advocating and we have been distributing. That is one, Jushanda, we call as decoction of 3 medicine. We call as Behdana, Unnab, and Sapista. These 3 are the medicine. If you take Behdana in the 3 pieces, 3 grams, and Unnab as 5 pieces of Unnab, and 9 pieces of Sapista. These 3, if we take, and we boil them in 250 ml of water, when the water remains half, we can use as a decoction of this. This is a wonderful medicine. This is also very good for the chest, the respiratory disorders in the throat. There is one medicine, a compound formulation we call as Hamira Marwarid. So that can be taken as 3 to 5 grams per day, which we are advocating and we are giving. And we have also issued the advisory through Ministry of AYUSH initially for improving the immunity of the people. We also are giving one medicine we call as Triyake Arba'a. That has the 4 medicines, and this Triyake Arba is, we are giving 5 grams per day. So these are some of the medicines. Safufi Asgandha, as I told you, Ashgandha, it is a very, very wonderful medicine for increasing the immunity. And we are giving Safufi Asgandha also in 2 to 5 gram quantity. So these are some of the medicines which can be taken during this pandemic also, otherwise also to improve the immunity of the person.
And as a follow-up question, most of these seem to be herbs, so they are grown in some nursery somewhere and they are manufactured by certain companies.
And they are available. They are very freely available in different parts of the country. One can go to any Unani shop, who are the dispensing shops. One can get easily. They are available in different parts of the country.
And where do the international viewers find the Unani shop in their countries? USA, Latin America. These are most of our viewers. UK.
So they can also contact some of the industries within the country. They have their website. I think they can supply those medicines to them. So
maybe you can name a few companies, maybe.
There are some companies like Hamdard Labs India. They are big manufacturers of Unani system of medicine. Similarly, we have Multani Pharmaceuticals. We have Rex Remedies. We have Dehlivi Remedies. We have Nature and Nurture. We have many organizations which are providing and producing these medicines. These are the National Formula Unani medicines which are available in that. And these are the pharmacopoeia medicines. So these medicines are available that way.
And they can perhaps visit CCRUM.RE.
Visit the CCRUM site, and we can also provide the guidance to them once they write to us on CCRUM. So we can also provide guidance to them that how to procure and how to get them, how to take them, and what. Other than that, also we can provide the guidance for that matter.
Thank you very
We
much.
also have, as I told you, that many centers we have, and out of these 23 centers which we have in the country, we have in many centers, around 15, 16 centers, we have the outpatient department, the OPDs and the IPDs. So, sorry, we can go to the CCRUM website, and through that you can go to those institutions wherein one can write to them, and we have senior physicians of different specialties sitting there, so they can guide our audience whenever, whoever is in need. Accordingly, we can guide.
Thank you, Dr. Khan. I had just last one question for you. Like the Ayurveda bachelor's degree is called the BAMS, or the MBBS is for the modern medicine. So what are the Unani degrees called, and how many years of course is it, and what does it constitute?
See, there is one council we call it Central Council of Indian Medicine, CCIM, like we have the Medical Council of India, which look after the modern medicine courses. Similarly, for the AYUSH systems of medicine courses, like Ayurveda, Unani, and Siddha, we have CCIM, which is also having the is housed in the same building where my headquarters is there in Janakpur in New Delhi. Through this council, this is a regulatory body. We have different colleges. Like I told you, there are more than 52 colleges of Unani system of medicine, which are imparting education undergraduate level and the postgraduate level in the PhD also in some colleges. Besides that, the CCRUM, I also have in two of my institutions in Hyderabad, a national institution, and one in Srinagar. We are also running post-graduation courses in two institutions, two of these institutions, in two subjects in pharmacology and in internal medicine. Similarly, I also run one PhD course in the Hyderabad campus. These degrees, like in modern medicine, we call it MBBS. In Ayurveda, we call it Bachelor of Ayurvedic Medicine and Surgery, BAMS. In Unani, we call it Bachelor of Unani Medicine and Surgery, BUMS. That is a 4.5 years regular course with 1 year rotatory internship. That turns out to be 5.5 years course. That internship is compulsory to have in Unani system of medicine OPDs, as well as in some of the modern system of medicine OPDs as well, to have the better understanding and the comparative knowledge about the systems. We also have the post-graduation, as I told you, that post-graduation is, we call it MD, or Doctor of Medicine in various disciplines. Like in pharmacology, we call it Ilmul Adviya, like in Unani internal medicine, we call it Mualajat, or like in preventive social medicine, we call it Tahaffuz Samajitin, and so on and so forth. This is the system we call this Bachelor of Unani Medicine and Surgery, or Doctor of Medicine, or MD in different subjects. Bachelor of Unani Medicine and Surgery, as I told you, 4.5 years regular course, regular teaching course with training, we call it internship of 1 year, rotatory internship in different specializations. And then the post-graduation course, we call it MD, that is for the 3 years duration. So this is the structure. And of course, the PhD, which is minimum 3 years, this time period to conclude the PhD.
With that, we come to the end of the program. We really thank you for sparing time and coming and sharing your ideas, thoughts, and policies, and the framework, the conceptual framework of Unani. I hope this is useful to the viewers. And we hope and we wish you best luck for being an important part of the Ministry of AYUSH and taking it further up. As we hear every day, AYUSH is playing more and more dominant role in ushering us out or in better lifestyle management in the current crisis. Thanks a lot, sir.
Thank you
very
much.
much.
Thank you very much.